Hey, welcome. So we call this the blue planet, right? We think of it as this world defined by its huge sun-kissed oceans. But today, we're going to dive a lot deeper, down into a realm where sunlight has literally never reached. Because it turns out the greatest marvel of our world isn't what's in the light, it's what's glowing in the dark.
I mean, just think about it for a second. Beneath the waves, in this constant, crushing blackness, there is a world so alien, it might as well be on another planet. It's a place that just completely challenges everything we think we know about life on Earth. Because down there, life found a way not just to survive the dark, but to actually conquer it.
And here it is. This is the single most mind-blowing fact about that hidden world. An estimated 75%, that's 3/4, of all organisms living in the deep sea create their own light. This isn't some rare, freaky thing. It is the rule, not the exception. So what does that mean? It means our planet is secretly glowing.
Yeah, this one idea completely redefines our planet. You see, beyond the sunlit surface, Earth isn't just reflecting light from the sun. In its deepest, darkest corners, it's actually creating its own. It's a planet of light.
So how in the world is that possible? How does life just make its own glow in the crushing dark? Well, the science behind it is just as elegant as the light it makes. It's a phenomenon called bioluminescence. And the key thing to understand here is that it's cold light. See, unlike a flame or a hot light bulb, this process creates light with almost zero heat. It's actually one of the most efficient chemical reactions that we've ever found in nature.
Okay, so let's break down the recipe for this cold light. It all starts with a molecule called luciferin. Think of that as the fuel. Then you have an enzyme, luciferase, which acts like the engine. Add the spark, oxygen, and bam, the reaction kicks off. And the result is this beautiful, pure, cold light.
You know, the easiest way to picture it is to think of a firefly's glow. But now imagine that glow not just in a few bugs in your backyard, but in billions and billions of creatures, from microscopic plankton that can make entire waves light up to giant squid communicating with flashes. The scale of it, it's just unimaginable.
But here's the thing. This light isn't just for putting on a pretty show. No way. In the absolute darkness of the deep sea, light is the language of survival. It's how you hunt, how you hide, and how you find a mate in a world that has no other visual cues. None.
You can really think of it like a deep-sea arms race, where light is both a weapon and a shield. You've got creatures constantly evolving new ways to use light for offense, to find their next meal, and at the same time, for defense, to avoid becoming that next meal.
All right, let's talk offense. The most famous example, of course, is the anglerfish. It has that creepy, dangling, glowing lure. It's basically a living fishing rod, and it uses it to attract curious little fish right into its waiting jaws. It's a perfect beacon of death floating in the darkness.
And then you have some really clever creatures like the flashlight fish. It has this little pouch of glowing bacteria right under its eye that it can cover and uncover, creating this blinking searchlight effect. It uses it to spot food and to totally disorient any attackers with these crazy flashing patterns.
But light is also an absolutely incredible shield. Some squid, when they get startled, will actually squirt out a cloud of glowing liquid, like a blinding underwater smokescreen to help them escape. And then there's what scientists call the burglar alarm strategy. Some creatures will flash like crazy, not to scare their attacker, but to attract an even bigger predator to come and deal with their problem for them. How smart is that?
But maybe the most ingenious defense of all is something called counter-illumination. So a lot of creatures have these light-producing organs on their bellies, and they can adjust the brightness to perfectly match the faint sunlight filtering down from way, way above. So for a predator looking up from below, they're completely invisible. It's a real-life cloak of invisibility. Now, this natural marvel isn't just staying in the deep sea. Scientists are actually figuring out how to harness the power of bioluminescence to solve some very real human problems.
And the potential applications, honestly, they sound like they're straight out of science fiction. In medicine, scientists are using these glowing proteins as markers to literally light up and track cancer cells inside a body in real time. In environmental science, they're engineering bacteria that glow when they detect pollutants, creating living sensors for our rivers and oceans. And get this, people are exploring the idea of cities lit not by electric streetlights, but by glowing trees, creating sustainable living light.
So when you step back and look at our world, maybe calling it the blue planet is only telling half the story.
The other half, the bigger story, might be the one happening in the dark, where life itself has become the source of light. It really is a silent, glowing universe hidden right here on our own planet. It's just a stunning testament to the ingenuity and, frankly, the beauty of life in the most extreme places you can imagine.
All of this just makes you wonder, if 3/4 of the deep sea is glowing with life we're only just beginning to understand, what other secrets are still waiting for us down there in the dark? Thanks for joining me.